we don't need roads.
Danielle, it is an absolute honor to talk with you. Seriously, your performance was just nothing short of phenomenal. So thank you for taking the time.
Thank you so much.
I want to start out by, I guess, just talking about your decision to take this film on, because I'd imagine as an actor, you got to know the headspace that you're going to have to sort of exist in for a few weeks in order to pull this off, a few months. You know it's going to be tough. Is there any part of you as an actor that has to ask, I mean, you look at the script, you know it's flawless, but do you ever have to ask, do I really want to do this?
Of course, especially with something like this, because it is so, it's rigorous work. It's not just one of those films you get to walk away from. And I did not, and I still sit with it because it is reflective of a particular experience that is still happening. And it is reflective of an experience that I've been a part of for a long time as a person who comes from Atlanta and who has a deep and rich connection to civil rights community of this region. I worked at the SCLC organization that Dr. King started with Dr. Joseph Lowry, and I attended Cascade United Methodist Church, where Dr. Lowry was a pastor. And so I have this rich connection to the history. And it is one of the most fearful things that I did not like jump at the chance, right? It's one of those things you take serious steps, serious measured steps towards. And when you do commit, it is a deep dive. It's a willful consumption by the work. And I did that with with our director, Chinoya Chukwu. And I hope that people, come to that experience and feel the depth of intention that we had.
Well, I know it's a sacrifice, but we are the benefit of your sacrifice. So we appreciate you for that. I want to talk about shooting the scene that a lot of people are going to be talking about, which is the moment where both Mrs. Till and we as an audience see Emmett Till's body for the first time. The way the camera moved on that, I just thought was just incredible. How do you prepare for a day like that? How do you walk on a set on a day like that? And I guess more importantly, how do you recover from a day like that?
I don't think I was never not preparing for that day. Mm-hmm. I know that was one of the scenes that I auditioned with.
Really?
Yes. It was actually the second audition, the director session. And we considered there are about 2 to 3 pages in Mamie's in her memoir where she details what it was like to do that. And so we did that in that audition. And so I did not come to it without having had a certain understanding. But there is no preparation, right? Like it's just a giving unto what it is to experience it. I know she had to go into it with a certain clinical scientific intention, or else she wouldn't have been able to do it at all. And so I tried to honor that. And you don't walk away without it. Like I know that it feels like a very solitudinous thing, but she was surrounded with community to help her through that. I was surrounded with community to help me through it too. Every day, the cast is supportive. The camera crew, they wore shirt and ties that were symbolic of them being with me. So it's like, everybody's going to carry this together in the same way that Mamie asked people to witness together. That was what it was to have the experience on set.
That's incredible. I'm going to cut you loose on that, because to that point, Mrs. Till's decision to have that open casket funeral and then to allow her son's body to be photographed was such a watershed moment in regards to civil rights, because it forced people to see what was happening, what was going on. So I'm really curious as to what degree are movies like this important in a similar fashion, and that they may not be easy to look at or to watch, but people do need to see them so they know what has happened and honestly what continues to happen.
We are continuing to live in a world that doesn't necessarily want to share the truth of the American experience, and they don't want to share the truth of Black American history, which is American history at this time. And so to witness this kind of narrative is an engagement with our own history, everyone's history. And I just think that people have to come and have that and share that. And you do that with community. I just hope people come in and lean on each other to share in this, because if we don't, then we allow ourselves to be washed. For our eyes, our gazes to be washed with the hunter as opposed to the experience of the lion,
You're absolutely right. I could talk to you all day. I'm in awe of your work as an actor. Seriously, you're flawless in this, and I'm a huge fan of Station 11, which they shot a little bit of it in my building in Chicago, where the plane crashes in the Navy Pier. That's where I live.
Oh my God.
But so I'm a huge fan of that. But seriously, I'm such a fan of yours. So I know you have a busy day. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.